Hello, kids! It's story time. So get ready to sleep in cozy warm bed and listen a beautiful story about Cinderella. Once upon a time, a girl named Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Cinderella had to work hard while the others slept till the sun was high in the sky. It was Cinderella who had to wake up each morning when it was still dark and cold to start the fire. It was Cinderella who cooked the meal for everyone and kept the house clean. Cinderella has no time to get clean and dressed herself. She looks dirty all the time. "What a mess you are," said her stepsisters and laughed. One day, a big news came to town. It was time for the prince to find a bride. The king and the queen were going to have a ball in the castle. All of the young ladies in the town were invited to come. The stepsisters and stepmother get ready with joy to go into the ball. Cinderella also wanted to go with them. Cinderella's stepmother yelled on Cinderella and said, "Who said you are going to the ball? You have to stay at home and clean all the mess." After that, they leave for the ball. Cinderella was sad and says, "I wish I could go to the ball too." Then poof! All of a sudden, in front of her eyes, there was a fairy mother. Cinderella was shocked and says, "Who are you?" Fairy mother replied, "I'm your fairy mother, and I came to fulfill your all wishes." Cinderella said, "Look at me. I cannot go to the ball. I don't have any beautiful dresses, and I look so bad." Fairy mother replied, "Don't you worry." She tapped her wand on Cinderella's head. With the flip of a magic wand, Cinderella was perfectly dressed in a beautiful blue gown with glass slippers. She was happy. Cinderella says, "How can I go to the ball?" Fairy mother replied, "Wait." And she flipped her magic wand again. With a poof, there is a beautiful carriage with horses and driver appeared at the doorstep. Before leaving, the fairy mother warned Cinderella that you must return till the midnight, as the clock struck at 12 at night. Everything will go back to how it was before. "I must be sure to leave the ball before midnight," said Cinderella. Cinderella stepped into the carriage and they were off for the ball. At the ball, the prince had already met most of the young women, but he didn't like any of them. Then Cinderella arrived at the ball. Everyone in the ball was amazed to see the Cinderella and says, "How beautiful she is! Who is she?" Then Prince saw Cinderella and fall in love with her. The prince went to Cinderella and asked her for a dance. Cinderella danced with Prince all night until the clock turned 12. Cinderella rushed out to the carriage, leaving one of her slippers behind. Prince ran after Cinderella. "Wait, wait, wait a minute!" But Cinderella ran away. Prince picked up her glass slipper and rushed out the door to follow her, but she was gone. The prince noticed that the slipper was made in a special way to fit a foot like none other. He said, "I will find her, and when I do, I will ask her to be my bride." From next morning, Prince went to the town, from hut to hut, from house to house. One after one woman tried to fit her foot inside the glass slipper, but none could fit, and the prince moved on. At last, the prince came to Cinderella's house. The stepmother and stepsisters was in joy to see the prince coming to their house. Mother said, "Get ready. One of you must fit your foot in the slipper no matter what." The prince knocked the door. Stepmother opened the door and says, "Come in. I have two lovely daughters for you to see." The first stepsister tried to place her foot in the glass slipper. She tried hard, but her foot would not fit. Then the second sister tried, but neither her foot got in. Then Prince said, "Are there no other young women in the house?" Mother said, "No, there is no other woman in the house." Prince was ready to go. Suddenly, Cinderella came out and said, "Maybe there is one more." In the anger, the stepmother yelled on Cinderella and said, "Go back in." But Prince said, "Wait, let her try too." When Cinderella going to put her foot in glass slipper, her stepmother broke that glass slipper. Prince was worried. "How am I going to find that girl?" Cinderella said, "No worries, I have another glass slipper of this pair." She was rushed into her room and get the other part of that glass slipper. Cinderella put her step into the glass slipper and her foot was perfectly fit in the glass slipper. The prince said with joy, "You are the one I was trying to find." The stepmother and stepsisters were shocked. After that, the prince got on his knees and asked Cinderella to be his bride. Cinderella happily replied, "Yes, I would like to be your bride." The prince and Cinderella went to the castle. Cinderella and prince were get married and lived happily ever after. The end.